Well, hello and welcome back to another Cashflow and Air video. I am Rob Minton, and as always, Coffee with Rob. I have repositioned the camera based on some constructive criticism from my daughter who edits these videos. To be clear, I welcome constructive criticism. It's the only way I'm going to get better. So thank you, Hannah, for the suggestion. In this video, I want to talk about the velocity of money. Before I get to that, I guess you should say, these videos, I try my best to share ideas and strategies that you can use to increase your monthly cash flow and pay off your debt so you can move into this position of financial strength where you really don't have to worry about money anymore. You don't have to worry about losing your job. You don't have to worry about the next market crash. I mean, you can live with financial peace. And if you would like to learn how to move into this position of financial strength, grab my book, The Cashflow and Air Plan, which is linked below this video. I think it'll be very helpful for you because I outline step by step how you can increase your cash flow and pay off your debt. The velocity of money. This is a critically important strategy that you have to utilize to your advantage if you want to retire early. It's almost required for you to use this strategy to retire early. I learned about the velocity of money from a Robert Kiyosaki book. I've read all of his books. This book, I believe, I'm almost 99% certain, I didn't dig it out and look, but I'm pretty sure this idea was in his book titled Who Took My Money? And so please get the book and read it. This is his idea that I've really focused on since reading the book. So the idea is this: you buy an asset and then you get your money back out of this asset and you use the money that you take out of the asset to buy a second asset. Then you use the velocity of money on the second asset, you get your money out, you buy a third asset. And if you think about what this idea does, is it allows you to multiply your cash flow, each asset's paying you, and it also allows you to multiply your wealth because over time, if these assets appreciate in value, you're building more wealth because you have more assets. Cash flow flows from assets, wealth flows from assets. So the strategy allows you to make progress on both of the goals at the same time. And what we're really doing is we are forcing the magic of compound interest to work at an accelerated pace. We're not just waiting around for whatever's going to happen with that asset. We're forcing it to work very, very hard for you. If we think about what the average person does or how they save for retirement, we can see that they are not able to use this velocity of money strategy, and it's not really their fault, right? So they go to work, they bust their ass, they get a paycheck, they take a portion of this paycheck and they put it in their retirement plan. I don't have a traditional retirement plan, so I don't know all the investments that are available, but my guess is that they are mutual funds or index funds that are kind of engineered to track the broad market. So maybe an S&P 500 index fund or something like that, right? The problem with these investment opportunities in the retirement plan is that they do not allow you to use this velocity of money strategy. You put this money into an asset and it just sits there. It sits there and sits there and sits there. The only way you're able to accumulate additional assets is to keep working, keep contributing money into your retirement plan that then gets used to purchase additional assets. So the only way the average person is able to accumulate more assets is to work more, work longer, or contribute more money into their 401k plan. All of those options require the person to sacrifice more of their time or more of their money. They have to keep putting more and more money in to try to build up this asset base, and that's because they are not able to use the velocity of money to their advantage. So if we think about this, we are trying to force your money to work very hard for you. Another way that I like to try to explain this is, let's say you are a small business owner, and for your business, you have to hire employees to help service your customers and clients. You hire an average employee, and this employee comes to work, they do their job, but they're not really committed, they're not really excited, they don't really care. Every chance they get, they pull out their phone and they're on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. They just kind of do the bare minimum for your business. Now, that employee really kind of hurts your business because it doesn't allow your business to provide more value to your customers and clients. Compare that to finding an employee that is like passionate, excited, motivated. They come in and they just kick ass. They add more value to your business than what you're paying them. That person is like the velocity of money with your investments. And that person is very hard to find, right? It's so hard to find exceptional employees because everyone kind of wants to take the easy path, right? They want to get paid a ton of money and do no work. It's the same idea with this velocity of money. You can't just invest into average investments. You have to find investments that allow you to get your money back out of the asset without selling the asset. In terms of getting your money back out of the asset, the number one rule is you cannot sell sell all of the asset. You have to keep the asset or there's no compounding. So one way you can get your money back out of the asset is you can borrow it out. Let's say you buy a rental property for cash. You can borrow the money back out of that asset, use it to buy another rental property. That strategy works. I certainly used it a great deal in my earlier days, but there is some risk with that, right? Every time you borrow money, you increase your risk. So if you're going to use that strategy, you need to be very conservative with the money that you borrow, and or you need to focus on paying that debt down as quickly as possible to minimize the risk you just took on by borrowing the money out. Another way you can do that is just by buying an asset that just pays you for owning it, right? So rental real estate is a great example. You buy an asset, the tenant moves in, and that asset starts to pay you every single month. So you're getting your money out with each rent check that comes in. Another way is you buy stocks that pay you for owning them, that pay monthly dividends, or you can use some advanced strategies. Instead of that single family home rented to a regular tenant on a straight rental, you offer your home on a rent to own program. So now the tenant pays you a large upfront payment, money's coming out. They pay you higher monthly rent, money's coming out. So you can use accelerated cash flow strategies to extract more money from your assets without having to sell them. I will go into different strategies you can use to get more money out of your assets in another video, but in this video, I really want to drive home the importance of the velocity of money. If you want to build more wealth, if you want to build more cash flow, if you want to retire early, you have to utilize the velocity of money strategy in some way in your life. It's required. Otherwise, you're forced to work longer, more, and you really have no control over your retirement because if the market crashes, you're kind of in a jam when it comes to your retirement. Now, this is so critically important. I'm going to kind of share a story. I wrote about this a long time ago, but when I graduated from college, I worked for a large accounting firm. There was a kind of some competition amongst us whippersnappers to see who could put the most money in their retirement plan. So whoever was able to max out on their 401k contributions kind of was the king of the plan, right? You know, I bought into that and I was trying to contribute as much as possible into my 401k plan. And then I learned about this strategy and I realized, you know what? Holy cow, that plan sets me back because I can't utilize the velocity of money. So I stopped making contributions into my 401k plan and I reallocated that money to rental real estate because I realized rental real estate allowed me to utilize the velocity of money. Now I was trying to pour as much money into rental real estate because it allowed me to get my money back out so that I could buy additional assets. I'm not necessarily suggesting you stop making contributions to your retirement plan. I'm just showing you the difference in strategies and why the velocity of money is so critically important if you want to build wealth, increase your cash flow, and retire early. So I hope this video helps and enjoy your coffee.